right, welcome back, everyone. We're diving into some interesting stuff today. Yeah, U.S. auto sales for 2024. Yeah, should be interesting. We've got a ton of reports here from, the big names. GM, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, Kia, all of them. And we're going to try to figure out, did the industry really bounce back from the whole pandemic thing? Yeah, did they? And maybe even more importantly, are EVs really taking over, or is that just all hype? Is it just the media, or is it really happening? Exactly. Right. So I guess one of the things that kind of jumps out at me right away is that both GM and Ford, they had banner years. They did, their best sales since 2019, which was, pre-pandemic. Yeah, before the world shut down. Exactly. So that seems like a pretty big deal. Yeah, it really shows that the industry is recovering. Yeah. GM sold over 2.7 million vehicles. Yeah. And Ford was right behind them, something like 2.08 million. How close? Really close. Yeah. So what do you think is, what's behind those numbers? What's going on? I think it's a couple things. Probably, obviously, we had those couple years where people weren't really buying cars. Right, everyone was stuck at home. Exactly. So there's definitely some pent-up demand there. But I think, we're also seeing, people are looking for different things in cars now. Yeah, they're not just buying whatever's on the lot. Right, exactly. Trucks and SUVs are still, the most popular, sure, by far. But I think people are, fuel efficiency is becoming a bigger deal. Yeah, for sure. Even before we, talk about electric cars. Okay, so let's talk about the electric cars then. Yeah, let's do it. Because, every single one of these reports, every automaker we looked at, they all said EV sales were up. Every single one. Yeah, some of them, way up. It's pretty crazy. So, is this it? Is this the electric revolution? Well, hold on now. It's not that simple. You gotta remember that we're talking about battery electric vehicle, right? Not hybrid. Exactly, not hybrids. And even though the numbers are going up, really fast, yeah, they're still a pretty small piece of the total. Okay, so give me an example. What are we talking about? All right, so let's look at Ford. Their EV sales jumped by 38%. Wow, that's a lot. Huge, right? But that only makes up 13.7% of all the cars they sold. Oh, okay, so it's still a small percentage. Yeah, so don't go trading in your gas guzzler just yet. Right, for all the listeners out there, yeah. Yeah, keep filling up for now. But so it sounds like, okay, maybe it's not a revolution yet, but things are definitely moving. Oh, absolutely, in that direction. Yeah, you can't deny the trend, right? Right. And I think as the technology gets better, batteries last longer. Right, more charging stations. Exactly, more places to charge, and the prices come down, make them more affordable. Yeah, I think we could see a real, big shift in the next, 5-10 years. Who knows? No. It's hard to say. So, it's not just the American car companies that are doing well, right? We saw Toyota had a pretty good year. Yeah, they did. Even though December was kind of slow for them. Yeah, a little bit of a dip there at the end. Honda, they were up almost 9%. Almost double digits. That's impressive. And Hyundai and Kia, they both broke their own sales records. Record-breaking year for those guys. So that seems like that's got to be good news for the industry overall, right? It's not just a couple companies. Oh, yeah. It shows that, the recovery's real. Yeah. It's happening across the board. Good for, everybody, the people who work in the industry, the people who buy the cars. It's good for the economy. Yeah, definitely. Now, speaking of success stories, we saw that GM, they think they grabbed 12% of the EV market. Yeah, they're claiming 12% in the last quarter of 2024. That's a huge number. Yeah, that's a big chunk, right? It is. It's a really big deal. It shows that they're they're serious about EVs. Right. They're not just dipping their toes in the water. No, they're diving in head first. Wow. So what does that mean for the competition, with the other car companies? Well, it means things are going to get interesting. Okay. You've got Tesla, obviously. They've been the big player. Yeah, for a while now. But now you've got, Ford's ramping up their production. GM's coming in strong. Right. So there's going to be some real competition. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a battle for market share. That's exciting. Yeah, definitely a lot to watch in the next couple of years. So I guess, to kind of sum all this up, it sounds like the auto industry is back in a big way. They're back, baby. And EVs are, they're gaining ground. Yeah, slowly but surely. But they're not quite there yet. Not quite. So, what does all this mean for, the average person out there who's thinking about buying a new car? Well, I think the biggest thing is choice. You've got more options now than ever before. You can get gas, you can get hybrid, you can go full electric. Exactly. You can pick what works for you, your budget, your lifestyle. Yeah. So it's really a buyer's market. I think so. That's great. But, looking ahead, what are some of the big questions that we need to be talking about? Well, I think the big one is how fast is this transition to EVs really going to happen? Right? Is it going to be gradual? Is it going to be sudden? Exactly. And then, if everyone starts plugging in, are we going to have enough places to plug in? Yeah. Is the infrastructure going to be there? That's a big question. So I guess that brings us to our final thought for today. All right, hit me. We've seen all this data, all these sales numbers. What does that tell us about the economy as a whole? That's a good question. And, more importantly, if you were out there buying a car today, would you go electric or would you stick with gas? Tough choices, I know, right? Yeah. So think about it. Do your own deep dive and let us know what you think. We want to hear from you. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for listening. See you next time.